People in my head, shut the fuck up. Thank you. Now I can focus on reviewing the Amazing Spider-Man movies. I mean, yeah. I'm giving these a 10 out of 10. And, the reason why I'm giving these movies a 10 out of 10 is because Spider-Man, well, he does come across as a bit of a punk. Instead of he comes across as an outcasted punk. An outcast is a bit of a punk. This Spider-Man also is very quiet as Peter Parker and doesn't really, he's not really a nerd, but he is quiet like Peter Parker, like when he's introduced to us, the audience. But he's not really like a bookworm like he would be in the Ultimate Comics or in the Classic Comics. So this is basically invents a new Peter Parker. For this take on Spider-Man. And you know what? I like this new Peter Parker that they reinvented for Andrew's take. Really dig it, this Peter Parker. So, he's not really the Peter Parker we've seen from the Ultimate Comics or the Classic Comics that we're familiar with, or even Maguire's Peter Parker that we're familiar with at this point, or the Peter Parker we're familiar with from the cartoons, who's a bit of a bookworm before he becomes Spider-Man. You know, and besides being quiet and bitter. And, however, I do like how this, I do like why this Peter Parker is bitter, because he feels that pretty much he feels abandoned by his parents. And that carries over into his teenage years, this Peter Parker for this version of Spider-Man. And so, and also there's like one high school bully he has to deal with daily. So, his life in high school, he doesn't this Peter Parker doesn't have a girlfriend, or really, like, and gets bullied in high school. So, and I like how this Peter Parker has a reason to be bitter and whiny. I always thought Maguire's Peter Parker, there's never really a reason for him to even snap at his Uncle Ben. in the original Maguire trilogy. And he just came across as a spoiled brat. Sorry. No, sorry, but I'm sorry, but I really think Maguire's Spider-Man was this came across as the biggest ungrateful shit to Uncle Ben in that car when that was the last. I mean, he just came across as the biggest ungrateful shit to Uncle Ben in the car before Uncle Ben got killed off in that original Spider-Man movie. And so, and I really felt like this, that Peter Parker ever gave one shit about his fucking Uncle Ben. In fact, I think that Peter Parker more pitied his uncle than liked his uncle or respected his uncle. You know, pity his uncle when not right. It's like, that's what I think of Maguire's Peter Parker. This Peter Parker in Andrew's case was his Uncle Ben. Is a bit different, I thought, because I felt like he actually looks at his uncle like a bit like a father, a bit like his long lost, but that still doesn't replace his. That still doesn't like but that still didn't like help him get over his. He doesn't fully get over his grief from his abandonment from his parents until later when he becomes Spider-Man and starts being the hero and saving civilians on the bridge from the Lizard. That's when he really starts this Peter Parker really starts healing from his trauma and really starts being starts being the hero Spider-Man after that. And after he pretty much makes his first attempt makes his first act of duty as a hero, which is saving people on civilians trapped on civilians on a bridge while this Lizard goes free. And this leads into a nice moment of finally revealing his identity, so the kid doesn't get so he can get the kid out and save the kid, and so the kid stops struggling, and so the kid doesn't, so he can save the kid. So he saves the kid in nick of time. And I like this, I also like the persona of Spider-Man that he puts on for Spider-Man. It's very similar how the actual Spider-Man from the comics puts on his persona. He basically plays the role of Spider-Man of a hero with tons of insults and jokes at the villains that he's going up against. So I love this persona that he but when he's in the costume as Spider-Man, that he puts on and boasts as the I like his Peter Parker's persona and his Spider-Man persona in this movie, and the first Amazing Spider-Man movie a lot. And that's why I give it a 10 out of 10. Yeah, I like the characters, the rest of the side characters in this movies. I even love the side characters in the movies, like Uncle Ben, Flash Thompson, and Gwen Stacy, and Dr. Connors, who becomes a lizard in the movie. I'm sorry, but to me, they're all side characters. I'm just saying they're not as important as the main character. Technically, the lizard's not really a side character, so they're like, I guess the lizard's the main villain, so I guess he's not a side character. And, I guess he can't, what I liked about the first Amazing Spider-Man movie was this movie is that Peter Parker's pretty much front and center of the focus of the movie. Everyone else is pretty much a side character in the movie. Even the villains, because we're getting... Well, I really like this version of Peter Parker. He gets really good. I like this Peter Parker got a good job getting fleshed out. A really good job. And I like the story it told about was this Peter Parker basically starting off as a jerk and a bit of starting off as a bit of a jerk and not really getting over his trauma from feeling abandoned from his parents at a young age until he becomes Spider-Man. And finds against becoming Spider-Man. Which I really liked that, and I liked the story, and I liked the villains of the main villain, the Lizard, of Kirk Connors, who becomes the Lizard. And I loved Andrew Garfield's costume in the first Amazing Spider-Man movie. He wears a different costume, for those who don't know. He was a completely different costume in both movies. But, so I have to admit, I gotta love the costume in the first one a lot. And the colors, especially in the bright colors. Which the bright blue and bright red really pops in light. And if I had one complaint with this movie is that the bright colors aren't given enough time to shine, and because Spider-Man does most of his swinging and his crime fighting at nighttime for some reason in this movie. Most of his crime fighting takes place at nighttime in this movie. For some reason. And not as much in the daytime, when you can really get a better look at the costume. So when it's dark out, the colors kind of show a different shade of red and blue. This looks different, it'll look darker when it's dark, and it looks brighter when it's bright, in the bright light, the costume when you can see it. And I dig the design on the design that this the design on the mechanical web shooters that this movie went for, how they designed the mechanical web shooters for the first time and brought them straight out of the comics. That was pretty cool. How they made the mechanical web shooters from the comics, brought that little feature. And I like the yellow eyes the yellow eyes that this Spidey has on his costume. I like the eyes of yellow instead of white. I don't know why, but I think this works. I really think it works. Like, if you only, I mean, I think if you only like make, I think if you like it's yellow, like a yellow honey coating eye as the color is, and I think if you're going to make anything for a color, if you want to make a different color for Spider-Man's eyes, that should be the color you should do, and it worked, I thought. And I like how this movie of Spider-Man, he really is more written as the Spider-Man is like written more as the underdog in the first one, and also kind of transforms into the role of a hero. By random luck and reacting to random luck. So that's why I give the first Amazing Spider-Man movie a 10 out of 10. Now I'm going to review The Amazing Spider-Man 2, why I give that a 10 out of 10. Now, I reviewed The Amazing Spider-Man 1 first in this video. Now I'm going to review The Amazing Spider-Man 2 in this video. The reason why I give it a 10 out of 10 is because there's so much I love about this movie. I really like this movie a lot, and I like Electro in this movie, and the design on Electro, and the Electro character in this movie, how he's played by Jamie Foxx, I think his name is. Jamie Foxx, I believe his name is. Yeah, I thought he does a good job as Electro. And even though Paul Giamatti as the Rhino wasn't in a whole lot of the movie, he was still pretty fun in the movie. Have a character Spider-Man to punch and randomly just easily take out, and not to really spend that much time on screen. And I mean, I think the Amazing Spider-Man 3 should have happened, because we probably would have gone to a fight with the Rhino and see that fight play out. We probably would have seen that happen. But that got canceled, unfortunately. Sucks for me. Then we got Tom Holland's crappy trilogy. Another disappointment. Just like the Maguire trilogy. Disappointing. To me. And I love the new costume he wears in this movie. I just wish there was an explanation of him changing costumes. Like, I wish they showed his old costume got speed up or something. He just, like, has to wear, and him design a new costume. I wish, there was a coherent narrative to why he changed costumes. Because it's clearly not the same costume he wore in the Chasm, and he's in Spider-Man 1. The Amazing Spider-Man 1. Well, now I really love this movie a lot. I think I really like this movie a lot. And I don't know which one I like more, though. But I think I like the first one more. The Amazing Spider-Man 1. The Amazing Spider-Man 1 is a lot better movie than the Amazing Spider-Man 2, I thought. Movie had. I like the Amazing Spider-Man 2 a lot and all, but I like the Amazing Spider-Man 1 more because it did a better job of balancing the identity between the identity of Peter Parker. It just did a better job of balancing the duality of Peter Parker and Spider-Man persona than this movie, the sequel, did, I thought. I mean, it did a better job balancing and showing both, and showing how both identities collide with each other and take a toll on each other. Of being Spider-Man and Peter Parker. I thought the first one did. I thought the first installment did that better. And that's why I think the first installment of the Amazing Spider-Man movies is my favorite live-action Spider-Man movie. And that's why I give both Amazing Spider-Man movies for Amazing Spider-Man and the Amazing Spider-Man 2 a 10 out of 10. And I love the side characters I love all the characters and even the sequel of the Amazing Spider-Man movie. But the sequel of the Amazing Spider-Man does have a problem. Instead of the movie being having just it being it's kind of I just have that problem with the problems I have with somebody is this everything I mentioned before. I was going to repeat myself, but I realized I can't repeat myself because that would be repeating myself, because I've already said what I was going to say that I forgot in my head. Okay. That's my review on the Amazing Spider-Man movies. Why I give them a 10 out of 10. And hit the bell to get subscribed, and then hit the subscribe button to get subscribed, and hit both in that order. And you'll get subscribed. And to get subscribed to my channel, that's what you gotta do. And then hit the like button if you like my video, and check out my other videos, older ones, if you want to. Well, you're welcome. Hope you like those ones also. And that's my review on the Amazing Spider-Man movies. Why I give all two Amazing Spider-Man movies from Amazing Spider-Man and the Amazing Spider-Man 2 a solid 10 out of 10. I recommend these movies. Highly do. Thumbs up. I mean, yeah, thumbs up. Okay, bye.